up, everybody? Welcome to Castle Tech early in the morning. This is 2022 February. Just giving everybody a big shout out here. I'm jamming to the lock, so I'm like in the zone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm supposed to be working, but I have been working, just on my way going into work. Because sometimes working remotely, you get more shit done at home than you do in person. I was talking to a coworker the other day, and I said, coworker, I'm like, yo. And they're like, yo, you're always so happy. I'm like, yeah. You know why? Because it's a better environment when there's less people in the building. You know, there's less personalities to deal with, less attitudes to deal with. You come in happy. It's not like you open up the door and you're like, I'm at this place again. You know, it's just better for me. You know, and I enjoy it. Because a lot of times, man, to be honest, you have people who come into work organizations and they bring their personal life. And their personal life spills off on you because they may just be in that zone. I always had this thing, all right? And this thing is where people, they go home and they're mistreated. And then when they're in a higher position, they come in and they mistreat you. Now, I'm not saying this necessarily happens where I work, but I'm just saying from experience working in the corporate industry, these are things that, me and a couple comrades, we've come to discover. If people are ill-treated, and, sometimes they just spill that on you. And it's really not fair because a lot of times people just come to work and do their job. But then sometimes you have managers or people are in higher positions that just, they drop a load on you. You're like, what did I do to deserve this? It's just, you're just a punching bag. And that's like that a lot of places, man. And that's why a lot of companies, they are the way they are. There's certain places I don't shop anymore, Home Depot in Watertown, because that place used to be a great place to shop. The employees were nice. It was great. But you can tell the employees are mistreated. So therefore, who does that spill on? The customers. You go in there asking for help, good fucking luck. All right? Excuse the language, but that's how it is. And there's a lot of places like that. Market Basket in Somerville. There's no longer friendly people in the workforce. And a lot of these companies, they spend time, let's change this staff, let's do this. No! Change management. A lot of people, they don't understand that. A lot of times, management is the problem. Management is the issue. All right? And a lot of people, because they're in high positions, they don't think that's a problem. They think just because you're at a certain level in your career, that you don't do any wrong. In fact, studies have proven that management lowers a lot of morale in a lot of companies. Now, where is this study done? In my head. So it doesn't matter. But just by talking to a lot of people, all jokes aside, this is really true. A lot of times management can bring the morale down. And a lot of times management needs to be evaluated. I've been saying this, I don't know, a long time, man. I think since like 1995 or some shit like that, man. Because not any and everybody can be managers. Some people, they're good at what they do, and that's it. But if you give them people to supervise or manage, downfall. Now, I worked at a place, big shout out to my boy Razortron, and there was a overseer manager by the name of Joe G. I'm going to use him. And because this dude was for the staff. He was for the employees. He wasn't indulged by the corporate behavior. So he didn't mislead employees or anything like that. He told you just what it was. And he also made you feel welcomed. Unfortunately, due to corporate structure and the backstabbing and all of that stuff, they end up getting rid of him. And then there just turned out to be a lot of mindless zombies like, it has to be done in this corporate structural way. And when you get people like that who follow that type of behavior, any company goes downhill. Every company goes downhill because people don't believe in the company. They don't believe in the staff. They don't believe in the company. They don't believe in they just don't want to go there. Like I'm saying, Home Depot, Market Basket. There's just a couple places. I'm just using those as an example, but those are true places for me. You know what I mean? So this is something that a lot of people need to be aware of. And a lot of times companies evaluate the management. Evaluate. Even people who are in high-powered positions. Because not all the time people who are in high-powered positions should be interacting with people. Because sometimes they don't have the interaction skills. They don't. Because a lot of times they think they're gods. They think they're above everybody because of their title. And that's how it is nowadays. And this is why there's company failure. Okay? Because there's always a big disconnect between upper management and staff in every company. Because upper management, they walk by each other, and what do? They're like, "Oh, how you doing? Great day. How's a great weekend?" And then when you talk to staff, and staff, chat with staff, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh man, just stuff sucks. Oh man, everything's like so expensive. People they're just not happy. Blah blah blah." And that's where you get the real data from. You don't get the real data from up there. You get the real data from the people who are down on the ground. All right, that's how it is, But a lot of times, people, they just just shut up with that. That's why in every, I think, management meeting in any company across the world, always have somebody from the ground level. Now, that's no disrespect to anybody, but a lot of times, myself, as I say, people ask me to do some shit, and I tell them, I'm like, yo, I'm a low-level employee. I got no power. Nobody listens to me. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. That's how a lot of people feel in companies. Nobody listens to the little guys, but the little guys are the ones that are on the ground level. And that's how it is. So, there's a lot of places, man. That's where they get the failure, the disconnect. Anyway, that's my public service announcement. Big shout out to Razortron. Big shout out to J.A. Riley Swag. Check her out. Big shout out to Mila Meal. We're going to be doing some crazy stuff. And some other people, OSD. And, man, there's some things coming. I know I've been saying that for 2 years, but shut up. It's coming. It's here.